Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about the Sigma 18-35. I purchased this lens, I think it was back in May of 2018. Every camera lens has its own quirks and limitations. They have their issues too, but discerning between issues and quirks and limitations can be difficult. It's not really until you spent like a good bit of time with the lens that you can be totally honest about it. A couple of months ago, I took the Sigma 18-35 and my Canon 80D to a wilderness trail called the Greenway. I got a couple of decent shots. Then I ran up on a deer, which was so awesome. I was a little bummed because I didn't bring my telephoto with me, but the deer let me get pretty close to it without running off. I went in on the Sigma 35mm and I got as close as I could and I clicked off multiple shots. Unfortunately, this is the only one that was usable. All of them were either out of focus or super soft, and I was pissed. It just looked like mush. I knew I had focused in the center of its head. I looked at my shutter speed thinking, maybe I got some motion blur from freehanding, but no, my shutter speed was fast. And looking at the images, I didn't see any back or forward focusing issues. It was just all soft, no detail. It wasn't clear, I wasn't clear. So I decided to get online with Sigma, and I seen that there was a firmware update. I ordered a USB dock from Amazon, and while I was waiting on it to come in, I took the Sigma back out and tried to shoot with live view instead of the viewfinder. I wanted to see exactly what I was getting digitally, and also eliminate mirror vibration as the issue, because when you use live view, it locks the mirror up. On the second shot, the viewfinder crashed. Tried another and it kept crashing. It just flickered black and white squares, so I turned the camera off and just went home. The next day, the USB dock came in and I updated the lens from version 1.02 to 2.01. The new firmware fixed the live view bug and the focusing was improved but not perfect. After spending some time with this lens, I also noticed that the beginning and the end of its focal range, sometimes it loses all of its detail. Now most lenses lose detail at the widest aperture, like 1.8 in this case, but even when I dialed into f4.0, sometimes the Sigma gave me soft mush at the 18 and 35mm focal lengths. The problem is that it's not consistent. You can shoot 100 pictures and everything is crisp all the way through the focal length. And then there were times where every 20th or so shot lost detail. And it's not the same focusing problem it had before, or if it is, it's not as severe now, but it's just as annoying. Here are some test shots I took after the update. Nothing special, everything looks clean. And then I got this. The biggest issue for me is that you can't see this when previewing in camera. I found this chart on photoreview.com and it confirms what I found to be the sweet spot for this lens. At f4.0 with a 24mm focal length, I get the sharpest pictures. if you stop to f1.8 at 24mm, it's beautiful too, but you lose some detail. The further out you zoom from 24, the softer the picture gets. I also noticed that when you're shooting video or anything with face tracking autofocus, there's no issues. All the images and videos are clear, crisp, and beautiful. More importantly, it's consistent. The Sigma 18-35 is a great lens with some quirks. For crop sensors, there's nothing like it, but with this great advancement in glass, you lose some predictability when using single-point autofocus in the viewfinder. And that's how I shoot. My final thoughts after the update: 1. There are no issues with live view now. 2. No focus issues with video or images when using face tracking autofocus. 3. Random softness at 35mm focal length, which blows. It really does. And 4. At f4.0 and 24mm produce the sharpest, cleanest images consistently. I recommend this lens for video and self-portraits, but not for wedding photographers or anyone needing consistent, reliable focus for pictures. You can get past the issue by using Canon's AI Server AF with live view if you have to. But regardless, make sure you pick up the Sigma USB dock to upgrade the firmware on the lens. I also want to mention that this is my experience with this lens on my Canon 80D. I've seen where other people haven't had any issues. Unfortunately, I can't agree with that claim. I hope this helps any of you interested in this lens. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'd also like to give a shout out to Jose for his comments on my previous Sigma lens video. I appreciate your feedback. As always, I've put Amazon links in the description for the Sigma 18-35 for Canon bodies and all the gear that I used in and to make this video. If you like this video and want to see more, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram or send me a friend request on Facebook. I'm Todd Norris, and until next time, peace out.